I am gay. Are you gay? And if not, would you like to try to be gay?
This ain't it. Wants to be king! I was having a discussion with one of the veterans in my training program last week, and we were discussing the state of the union, if you will. And you know, we always have these conversations because we're both 50 years old, and we always have these conversations that are somewhat nostalgic of the times where we grew up, where men were actually men and accountability held ground. Being a victim was a weakness that was once looked upon with disdain by men. And now today, with the demonic attack that's going on in our country, it's really difficult to find men that are actually have a backbone, ball sack. And you know, the conversation is it's basically just an echo chamber, because naturally these guys signed up to defend our nation, and so they're patriots. They're proud Americans. You know, so when we talk about these things, there's not a lot of nuance to it. It's just a lot, you know, frustration. But I'm not one to just sit back and complain about things. I'm a man of action. So my whole intention is to find a way to where we can fix this shit. You know, men have got to find a way to fix this shit. And you know, one of my guys, my mate Philip, is a real cool dude. He was a Marine. And you know, he's like, man, what's the answer? What's the answer? What do we do? You know, and I started to think about it, and really what the answer is exactly what we're doing with this channel right here. What I'm doing with this channel, it's in the manosphere, because that's what this is. That's what the man space in the internet is. But I've detached myself from the rhetoric that seems to be so popular amongst the sheep, and I'm really trying to develop a counterculture, because all of the other content creators are basically just reading from the same blueprint. It works because there's a lot of sad, weak, pathetic men that are looking for another codependent relationship, and I'm not that dude. I'll talk about things, but then it's time to move on. And so making a "she's not yours, it's just your turn," you know, just your turn video every year to get views is silliness to me. We need to fucking move forward. We need to change it, and this culture has been the same for a while. But in the conversation with my dude Philip, you know, I was talking about it, and, you know, and a light went off. All of the movements, every single thing that we're dealing with in this country and around the world, all of the shit, the isms and ists and the homo shit, all of this stuff, everything that has gained traction, prominence, power, when it started, most of it was birthed in the 60s. When it started, it was the counterculture. The hippies, the homos, the free love, the whores, all of that shit, it was once the counterculture. And because America had a strong moral fabric that, you know, was our foundation, it stamped out a lot of that shit. But what we're seeing today, the topic, the things that I want to address in this video today are really proof positive that we have fallen so far away from who we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to be doing. And the answer is really simple. America has lost, we've lost our way. We have lost our morality. everything that was once looked upon with disdain has become normal, and it's become celebrated. Women being whores is celebrated. Women and young girls feel like they should be able to walk around in our society buck naked, you know, dancing around like they're in their own private little garden. And men are supposed to be like bears, you know, in a salmon factory, but with our hands in our pockets. We're supposed to walk through this factory with our hands in our pockets. Like Patrice O'Neal said, it's like a bear working with a salmon. It's fucking ridiculous. But not only has the expectation reached a ridiculous level, men are now being persecuted and prosecuted for simply acknowledging a naked bitch. And it's gotten to the point where it's disgusting, because most women that we see walking around today are just grown children. And so they want attention until the attention comes from somebody that they don't want attention for, and then they want this person destroyed. The first the first example that I want to talk about is the thing that I saw this morning, and it just sent off a tidal wave of bullshit. And enough is enough. We've got to come to this point. I read an article or whatever it was basically a news article about a girl that's on TikTok. So that explains a lot right there. But she goes to get her oil changed in a top that was inappropriate. And the girl that was working in the office asked her to sit outside and not be in the waiting room because what she had on was inappropriate. Now, you got to know that whatever this chick had on was probably fucking inappropriate, because these broads are so desperate for attention. They're so thirsty to be noticed. And that's what she did. Instead of going and grabbing a shirt and putting on a shirt that didn't make her look like a whore, she went on TikTok and started having a tantrum about this girl who was some sort of ismist, because she asked her to go outside of a business establishment dressed like a whore. Now, that right there reminded me of the thing that I just saw last week, where the porn star Brandy goes to a convention, a conservative convention for high school kids. And this chick goes in there with her porn name on, and she feels entitled, and she feels as though she's supposed to belong there. Now, I'm not a hypocrite. Like most men, I've watched videos. I've partaken in her craft. Hell, I've even watched her videos in the past. I'm not judging what she does, but the fact that this woman feels entitled, the fact that she felt insulted, that these people refunded her money and asked her to get the fuck out of there because there was children in there, the fact that she felt some sort of way, got in her feelings about this, is fucking problematic. That is a problem. See, in America, what we've done is we have normalized, accepted, and legislated things that should not be accepted. I applaud whoever the hell it was that stood up and told this woman to leave. This woman, this broad is probably pushing 40, if she's not already 40. What the fuck does she need to be around a bunch of high school kids for? What does she need to be there for? And then she's got the nerve to say that convention is like Antifa. See, this is how dumb we've gotten in America. This woman doesn't understand what it means to be conservative. What it means to be a conservative American is generally you have Christian values. But see, even in the church is accepted the unacceptable, because that plate goes around and these pastors and preachers build these multi-million-dollar church, these Olsteins and all of these crooked motherfuckers preaching this prosperity gospel, this happiness gospel, this Jesus wants you to have it gospel. All of these things have accepted things that shouldn't be acceptable. But the final straw, the thing that should make this absolutely imperative to all men is what they're doing to the children. Everywhere you turn, they're over-sexualizing our children. Not only are they over-sexualizing them, they're feeding them this homo shit. The fact that this little NasX dude is not at least censored is problematic. Little kids have access to this shit. And it's disgusting. We accept way too much in this country. American culture is disgusting. And that's the problem. Men are very much at fault for this. Very much at fault for this. Because we like to beat on our chest like we're these strong fucking leadership monkeys. All these fake ass alphas. If we've got so many alpha men, if we've got so many badass dudes in this country, if we've got so many leaders, why the fuck are women in control? Why are these fucking punks in control? Why are they trying to fag up the whole fucking country? Why are we allowing this shit? Where are the leaders at? What we've got to do is we've got to start speaking up, speaking out, and standing too. If there's a place, if there's a company, if there is a person, a candidate, if these people are shoving this ideology down your children's throat, down your throat, you need to protest it with your money, with your vote, whatever it is. Not by holding a sign with a bunch of fucking losers. You need to take action. What we have to do in this country is we got to do what they did at this Young Americans thing where they kicked this porno chick out of the fucking thing. We've got to start having standards instead of having this bullshit acceptance of everybody and everything. We've started giving kids participation trophies, and single mothers and beta dads told their kids that they were special and that their feelings mattered and they could do and be everything and anything that they wanted to be. And those are fucking lies. You're not that goddamn special. You got to prove that. You don't just earn that. And the problem is we've accepted everything. Everyone is so fucking scared to speak up and stand too because you don't want to be canceled. Why is your life in a situation where somebody can cancel you? That is a problem. What we have right now is an opportunity to forge what we want our country to be. Right now, being quiet, being submissive, being passive, being weak is only going to allow these fucking lunatics to continue to push this agenda further and further. What they're doing to the kids is the last straw. What someone does in their private in their bedroom is no one's business. But they shouldn't be making it our fucking business. If you want to be treated like everyone else, then fuck off like everyone else because you're not special. If you want to be treated equally, then stop trying to be fucking special. Men, you need to create the counterculture. All of these things exist because they're given attention. They're given fuel. They're provided capital in some way, some form or fashion. Women are whores because men, weak men, even thirsty alphas, because we give these women validation on Instagram with the likes and the comments and all of that shit. You've got to stop doing all of that. You've got to go against culture. You've got to get off of this social media shit. You got to stop being quiet when you see things that are absolutely unacceptable. What we've got going on in our country right now is fucking wrong. What they're doing to the children right now is absolutely fucking unacceptable. We need to stop accepting things. We need to stop having a culture where a fucking porno bitch feels like she should be welcome where high school students are. We need to stop all of this. It's going to be up to the men to stop it. Women do shit for other women, but it's financed by men. You've got to be a part of the counterculture, men. It's going to be hard. It's hard. It's hard when it looks like there's a party. But I'm quite certain that before Sodom and Gomorrah burned, if you were on the mountainside looking down, that probably looked like a party too. It's time to get active, men. The counterculture is where it's at. The counterculture is going to get our culture back to where we want it to be. This ain't it. Out.